Hey guys, what's up? We're gonna do like a really casual books that I might read in October video because I've been doing TBRs like at all this year and my reading has been all over the place. I think I read 2 or 3 books in September, and if you know me, my average is between 12 and 15. I have not had a lot of time to read. Free time does not exist for me these days, really, and when I do have it, I fill it with other things that take less mental work to get through. So that said, it's October and it's my favorite month to read because I love thrillers and horrors and spooky reads, and I've been looking forward to this month for a long time, and we're 4 days in and I finished The Burning God just so I could get to some of these reads while the month is still spooky season month. So let's see what I have on my TBR cart that I'd like to get to this month. First up, and a book that I started right before I got approved for The Burning God, which made me drop everything I was doing and read 3 weeks ago, is, wait for my reading vlog, I'll talk more about it there. No Exit by Taylor Adams. This book has gotten such good reviews for a thriller, and I've heard such great things about the pacing and how it keeps you wanting to read it and how you can't put it down, that I think this is what I'm going to go with first because I need that in my life right now. This is about a college student named Darby who is trying to get back to her dying mother, and she has to go through the Colorado Rockies to do so in the middle of winter. And there's a giant snowstorm and she gets stuck at one of those like rest stop areas, and thinks that she sees a child locked away in a van. And a bunch of stuff happens from there, and apparently, as I said, it's a page turner, and I haven't heard anyone say they didn't like this, so I do have high expectations. I have read, let's see, the first 28 pages, and I liked what I was reading so far, so I think I'm just gonna pick back up where I left off, and you'll hear about it in the reading vlog, I guess. The rest are just the options that I have right now, and hopefully I read more than this month, but I also have a book that I'm going to be reading that you'll hear about later. It is kind of a secret thing right now, but you'll hear about it eventually when the time is right. I'm not going to talk about it today, but just so you know, I always have something going on ebook wise, and that will be my ebook for the month, if not like, you know, a week or two. All right. So this month, book of the month, had really, really great options. They've really stepped up their game in terms of diversity and showcasing authors that like aren't super big. Granted, I did grab V.E. Schwab's new one because it is a book that I want to get, that I would have gotten regardless, but the fact that Book of the Month offered it, I'm gonna do that. We are budgeting hard right now, so I'm not buying a lot. Anyway. Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. This is a book that I have always intended to read from like the 1990s, I want to say it was written. It's about a group of sisters called the Owen sisters, and where they are located, they get blamed for all of the bad things that happened, as they are claimed to be witches, and I believe it's their grandmother kind of ignites those rumors too. She doesn't squash them, so they have to run away in order to stay safe, but their bond is so strong that it keeps them together. This is a very well-known story, and there is a sequel to it, The Rules of Magic, and then Alice Hoffman just came out with a prequel to it, so I figured I'd check out the initial one first. Also, the cover is just awesome, and then see how it goes from there. So I feel like I'm not a huge witchy person in terms of reading fictional work, but if there's a month to do it, it's October. Then we have The Girl in Red by Christina Hendry, which is a Red Riding Hood retelling. I keep meaning to read a Christina Hendry book because I've heard really great things about all of her retellings, and yet I have not picked this up. I've owned it for quite a while, like probably a year almost now, maybe more than that. Woo! And I need to get to it, but you know how TBRs go around here. Then I have a book that got recommended to me after I read Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. That's up there. Oh, you can't see that. Never mind. In any case, I loved it so much, and I know some of you have probably read it since I raved about it. It's definitely a gothic horror that has slow building tension, and because I loved it so much, The Ancestor by Danielle Trussoni was recommended, which is another horror, gothic horror, but this takes place in Italy, where a woman gets a letter sent to her that says she's inherited this like mansion in Italy and she needs to come claim it, and then a bunch of stuff happens in the house from there. I personally really dig stories that happen in one location, one setting. It's one of those like is it a trope, I guess? Like a plot device that I really tend to gravitate towards. So I have high hopes for this. And if it's compared to Mexican Gothic, which is one of my favorite reads of the year so far, I can't see it going wrong unless I don't jive with the writing style, so we'll see. I also doubt very much that I'll get to this, but I do have a Stephen King novel. I actually have two, but I'm not so interested. The other is The Cell, but I also have Full Dark No Stars, which is a bunch of short stories, and if I'm in a short story mood, I might pick this up. But Stephen King and I just have that tumultuous relationship where sometimes I love his stuff and sometimes I can't tolerate it. So I'll have to really be in a mood to get to this one. We'll see. And then two more. This I'll probably not get to either because it's quite expansive and it's nonfiction, or fictionalized nonfiction, I guess, which is The Devil in the White City by Erik Larson. Obviously, this is well known by anybody who reads, basically, and it's quite a thick one. But it's a true story about the serial killings that happened in the Chicago Fair. It has a lot to do with the actual architecture and the architect that built the Chicago Fair, but then the serial killer who took advantage of that. And I'm from Chicago, so I feel like it's something that I should really look into eventually and actually sit down and read this. But I'll have to be in the right state of mind for a nonfiction because my reading slump has been real strong lately, and nonfiction isn't something that will pull me from that. So this is not a top choice, but it is one that I have that fits into the horror thriller aspect. And last but not least, I'll have to check with Amy, who I'll have linked down below, because she sent this book to me a few months ago, and I said, like, let's revisit buddy reading it during fall. But I haven't talked to her in a while, so I'll have to check in with her. Hopefully I've done that by the time this is posted. But my last book, and one that I do highly anticipate reading, is Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. Yes, Scott Thomas. This is a story about 4 authors who, for a PR, like publicity stunt, they go and stay at a haunted house overnight, and they think that it will be easy and not a big deal. They write horror all the time, they'll be unaffected, but then a lot of stuff goes down. I've heard it's super captivating. Literally, like, one of the quotes from The Hollywood Reporter is, "Not since I read The Shining in 8th grade has a book scared the crap out of me as much as Kill Creek. The combo of a great premise and exquisite ability to conjure dread and terror makes Scott Thomas's debut the perfect Halloween treat." So, I mean, I'm sold. This is a book that I would really like to get to. I'll speak with Amy and see what happens. But that's it. Those are the books that I have right now that I think will fit the season really well. I genuinely have so many books that I want to read, and I need to take stock and see, especially because I'm slower in getting books now. Probably will only be doing book of the month books for the foreseeable future, as well as a couple that I'll really like. I'll obviously get a copy of The Burning God to have on my shelf, but other than that, we are trying to budget for that house that I keep talking about, so I need to really pull back, which gives me the opportunity to get through so many of these books that I really want to read. Let me know down below what you're reading in October. Are there any spooky books that you're interested in? Have you read any of these, and what should I prioritize? And that's it, guys. Happy October. I hope that you're reading good things and that your mental health is hanging in, because almost everybody I know is struggling right now. I'm here to talk if you need to. You know where to find me. I have all my social media linked down below. Twitter, Instagram, Goodreads. You can also comment down below. I hope you're well. That's all I can say right now. That's it. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Have a good October/Halloween. I might try and get some vlogs up this month. So, all right. Bye.